Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters and dear friends. Before I start, I want to praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most merciful, the most just. All praises, glory and gratitude belong to the works that we do. All praises belong to Allah. Any shortfall that we have is from ourselves and from shaitan. I'm here with Brother Mohammed. Hijab, how you doing? Okay?
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah?
How's it going?
Good, yeah, you look tired today, man. You're speaking to this guy, yeah? So what happened today is basically I came to the park. Obviously, you know what happened with the discussion I had, the debate I had with Tommy Robinson, yeah? And I came to the park and then I started getting harassed, yeah? So I had Gary coming to me, and then I had Godwin coming to me, then this other Christian coming to me, yeah? So now, obviously, yes, it's expected. You get me? Obviously, I'm not expecting anything, yeah? To come in, yeah, you got destroyed, yeah, next time, yeah, so all this thing. I said, okay, yeah, okay. I said, thank you very much, no problem, yeah? So I was just walking off, yeah? So I was just like, okay, just leave me alone, okay, all right, whatever you're saying, leave me alone, yeah? So he was keep harassing me, yeah? So I even went to the police, I said, look, can you tell this guy to stop following me? Just leave me alone. Like, there's 3-4 of them, Christians, atheists, all of them came together.
Really? Was it that bad?
Yeah, no, they followed me, I left them, I said, leave me alone. So anyways, I'm walking, and then, basically, quickly, before I just go into it, yeah? You'll see the clip will play, yeah? Once you see it, they'll watch it, yeah? So now, you saw for yourself what happened there, so I'm going, and then what happened is Isa came, you know Isa? He's a Shia.
Yeah, I debated him.
Now, you debated him, yeah? Mm-hmm. Now, with us, with default, by Shias, we don't believe they're all Kafir. Yeah? We don't believe they're non-Muslim, yeah? The general mass, we don't believe it.
Cool.
So this is not a video attacking Shia's...
and by the way, that's because a lot of people think that that's an unusual opinion. That's actually Ibn Taymiyyah's opinion, by the way.
Exactly.
That he said that there's two interpretations of his opinion. One of them is that he believed that all Shia laymen were not disbelievers by default. Anyone who says the Shahada, we believe by default are Muslim.
Exactly. So therefore, when I mentioned Isa as a Shia, I'm not mentioning it because of that reason. So I went into there and they were just talking and I was just like, just leave me alone, understand that. So then even Isa came in and I think he was a bit upset with me because the previous week.
Now he's agitated, he's very angry.
I think he's agitated, I don't know why, yeah? So even he's a Muslim, yeah? But what kind of shock
I don't know about that.
Yeah. No. But if he's you're right. If he's accusing the Prophet, the wife Aisha radiallahu anha, etc. Now this is this makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do takfir. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he comes in. I was shocked. So I was thinking Isa's going to come and maybe say, look, you know what? No. For example, Ali asked a question, couldn't answer. Yeah. So he came and took their side. So now in my head, obviously, I expected from non-Muslim like Gary, Godwin. Of course, you're going to say that.
Yeah.
When he did that, yeah, all I did was this, yeah? You can see in the video yourself, yeah? All I said, I just said, okay, you claim, okay, I lost a bit, okay, no problem, yeah? I said, when I asked him to show one single evidence, what did he do? They all went silent, yeah? Mm-hmm. And I walked off and everyone laughed, yeah? I just want to ask a question, I'm really curious. Why is it, and I've seen this pattern happen a lot, yeah? When we're in the park, when we're debating, I've seen black Israelites, I've seen Christians, I've seen atheists, I've seen communists. They all always take one side against Islam, against us Muslims. Why is this happening? Like, why is there, like, even you see some certain sects of Islam against us? And I've always been like, why?
Do you know what? It's historical. Like, it's not ever since the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I was reading this book. There's a book. It's called. Gombrich wrote it. Yeah. It's a well-known book. It's talking about Islam and stuff. It's talking about the history of the world from the beginning onwards. And when he gets to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he talks about like the inception of Islam and how Islam came from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He actually wrote in the first part of his book, in the first part of that chapter, he said something like, "This is the most significant event I'm going to write about," etc. Yeah. Most historians, when they talk about Islam in the civilizational sense, they talk about it as a power that the rest of the civilizations are afraid of. So what it is that whenever you see the Islamic case being made on a micro level or on a macro level, because this is like a micro laboratory here. Yeah? You got people from, because London is one of the most multicultural places in the world. You people all kinds of backgrounds, and they come to this place. So this is a microcosm of what's, of you could say society in a general sense, yeah. When you see the case of Islam being made and success being had, like, because the truth is, if you look at, alhamdulillah, walillah alhamd, that our profiles online and the successes that we have online, a lot of people are actually becoming, to put it in crude terms, jealous.
Do you think that builds into hatred? Because I see that hatred in the eyes.
Because the thing is, look, if you think about it, just look at the behaviours of the people that are actually coming to this park, all of them now, there's almost two camps. This park is no longer Speaker's Corner, London, which is, by the way, historically, like, I think Vladimir Lenin came here to give a speech sometime. Karl Marx came here maybe,
Yes, I was shocked.
It's a place where people have come historically to give political speech, etc. Now it's become a place where there's pro-Islam and anti-Islamic discussion.
No, this is what I'm curious about. Why is that happening?
Because once again, when the Islamic case is made and success is had, like when Muslims put forward a case and now people are looking into it, like misconceptions are being clarified and people are actually even converting to Islam, let's be frank, on a weekly basis. Obviously for those individuals that come to the park, they're going to feel very, like if they don't accept Islam or they don't believe in it, they're going to feel kind of like undermined by that. So I feel like that's the reason why these people are actually teaming up, because they realize that the Islamic, it's not a team here, we all come as individuals here, but the only thing that unites us is Islam. When we put the case forward, it becomes a very potent case, and our online profiles start to skyrocket, like is what happened with you, alhamdulillah, what happened with a lot of brothers here. Look at the channels that were here, even this other channel, like all of them are moving forward. So they're thinking we need to stop this. So the only chance they have is to come together, which is historically what happened.
You know, I'll understand. Look, as a non-Muslim, somebody who's got Islamophobic tendencies or becoming like that, I understand. What I don't understand is this. This has happened before as well in the park here. I would have a brother who apologized to me anyways, but I still heard he's been saying stuff again anyways. He came to me and he actually took Gary and Sarah's side. He actually came, he follows a certain sect, and he started like saying, insulting me literally in front of them. Now this happened again today. Now I understand with non-Muslims, but when certain Muslims who follow a certain sect, why do they do it? Like, what is it that, like, now it's just a thing of like we're in the same banner. Now what's happening now? Like, non-Muslims put them to a side.
That's the thing. Like, do you know, if that, my opinion, like, if it's a matter of strategies, because some might say that, some might have the opinion that okay, AliDawah didn't do as good as we thought he was going to do in that discussion. They might have that opinion. Some will say, you know, actually AliDawah did exactly what he said he was going to do. And you get me, like. Whatever, there's going to be a range of opinions. His Tommy Robinson's fans are going to be like, oh, you know, obviously Tommy Robinson. Do you get it?
They're gonna
whatever. Like I'm not really interested in that. But the reality is this. You know, in the Battle of Uhud, the very well-known battle. The Muslims did, and obviously the archers. You know the story and stuff.
They were there. The Prophet said to them, "Don't leave."
So it was obviously a mistake from their behalf. Yes. Do you know the Quran came down with these verses? That if you were harsh-hearted with them, i.e. those people who had failed, then they would have run away and dispersed from amongst you. So فَعَفُ عَنْهُمْ وَاسْتَغْفِرْ لَهُمْ وَشَاوِرْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ. So it gives three advices. فَعَفُ عَنْهُمْ, so pardon them, وَاسْتَغْفِرْ لَهُمْ, and make istighfar for them. In other words, ask for forgiveness for them. وَشَاوِرْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ, and take advice from them as well to make them feel valued. فَإِذَا عَزَمْتَ فَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ. And if you then become convinced of the recourse that you're going to take, then have trust in Allah. So in other words here, I would say that if people, generally speaking, felt like the strategy wasn't necessarily the strategy they would have employed, then that advice would be applicable to them.
But that's the thing. Exactly.
Do you get it? So I would say that's the advice I would give them on how to deal with people in the Dawah who are doing things that they would see that as, for example, anti-conducive strategy. So first and foremost, pardon them, you know, forgive them, and then shawirhum fil amr, and ask for advice, because maybe it's the case that, you know, people who are also I would say like armchair critics in this, if they were in that same situation, frankly, they would have acted in X, Y, Z way.
Exactly. Now,
but generally speaking, in my opinion,
do they see us as a threat? Because I genuinely believe, like even certain sects in Islam, do they see, because we're following a certain methodology, like the Quran, the Sunnah, and the Salaf, the way the Salaf. So now, do you think they see that as a threat? Like, okay,
do you know what? I'll be honest with you. Like on a general level, alhamdulillah.
I'm trying to understand, how could you, like another brother in your religion? How do you take another, like the non-Muslims? And I'm not saying, I'm talking about these non-Muslims who are hostile towards us. How is it that you go to a level where you actually take their side?
Well, do you know what it is? Like some are sectarian in that sense, and like they would try and use that as as an entrance to kind of get their own publicity or whatever. But to be honest, I just think that when we do the work of Dawah, our main concern is to put the Islamic message, to portray it, let's say non-Muslims, generally speaking, and to people who are on the fringes of Islam or people that like not really practicing. Our da'wah is not a da'wah, generally speaking. We don't specialize or we don't really kind of focus on the whole inter-Islamic conflict. We're not saying that there shouldn't be a discussion to be had there between the scholars of different sects and that we should all unite upon one creed or whatever. We're not saying any of that. We're just saying that that's just not our area of specialty, or it's not our zone. Like, do you get it? So if that is what they're trying to do, then we would just say to them, look, that's not our beef, really, frankly. It's not that we don't have our own inclinations or we don't have our own methodology, but it's just the fact that it's not something that we're engaged in, So it's not an entrance for you to do that, because frankly, people have to realize that someone like AliDawah, whether you like it or not, is seen as a representative for a lot of the Muslims, at least, not all of the Muslims, for a lot of the Muslims, because of the size of your profile and stuff. So instead of acting ill-conducively to the cause of da'wah to non-Muslims, it's important that whatever happens, whatever your perceived opinion is of the strategy in da'wah, that you kind of take a step back and think, okay, how can I help the situation in the best way possible? So for me personally, like with someone like Tommy Robinson, let's just explicitly mention him, I believe, generally speaking, I wouldn't debate him. I think that
it's not. I wouldn't.
Why? Because he's not. First and foremost,
I spoke to him. Trust me, it's not because you're on a. No, I'm not being up, but there is. I would see it as, you know what?
But even for you though, I personally believe that even for you.
With me, I not to be humble,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. With him, even though he had no substance.
No. Trust me.
But with you, I would say don't even go.
No, I wouldn't. For him, do you know what it is? Yeah.
Because you're degree.
No. It is. No. I would say to him. I would say to someone like Tommy Robinson. Yeah. If he's listening to this, hopefully he's, whatever, man. Who cares about him? Yeah. I would say to him, like, for someone, I'd put a filter in place. I say to him, look, present your highest qualifications to me. Because as far as I know, he's a painter and decorator or something, So if he's a painter and decorator, why is he moving and talking about these kind of things, these issues of religion and stuff? And actually having a very strong opinion on something that's not his speciality. Like, he doesn't know the Arabic language, he doesn't know the Quran, he hasn't studied these things, he hasn't been trained on it. He's been trained on a few arguments here and there. Do you get it? So the point is, I would say the following, like, for any Muslim, da'i, whatever, like, my advice to them in terms of Tommy Robinson approaching that kind of people, like the far right, is that, look, I'm not saying that there's no people from the far right that are not intellectual or even on the right wing. For those individuals, we'll make time for them. You get it? But for someone like Tommy Robinson, produce your highest qualification. Like, I'm guessing it's probably a GCSE. Like, we won't accept that. To be frank and honest, it's not worth our time to do you get me? Like, to debate someone on a GCSE level. He probably didn't even get like B's or he probably didn't even get C's on in key subjects or something. Seriously, like, for someone on that level to come in on a public level and to make an intellectual case against a religion, which
had no basis. I think
that's it. People should realize that this is not an authority on Islam. Do you get it? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, someone in the Quran says, وَإِذَا رَأَيْتُمْ آيَاتِ اللَّهِ يُكْفَرُ بِهَا وَيَسْتَهْزَأُ بِهَا فَلَا تَقْعَدُوا مَعَهُمْ حَتَّى يَخُوضُوا فِي حَدِيثٍ غَيْرِهِ. So if you hear the ayat of Allah being disbelieved in and then being mocked, then don't sit with those individuals until they talk about something else, lest you be like them. Do you get it? So the issue here is, if this kind of individual is vile. Like in our Quran, we've been told, and do not curse those, don't curse their gods. So in other words, if I'm speaking to a Hindu, the Quran in Surah Al-An'am chapter 6 of the Quran, it tells us, don't mock their gods.
Exactly.
So if I'm speaking to a Hindu, I'm not gonna, it's haram, it's actually anti-Quran to kind of make a mockery out of Ganesh or Vishnu.
It might even be sinful. Because
you are sinful. You are sinful, because then the Quran says that they will then curse Allah as a result. Because that's human nature. Like, if you curse my God, I'm going to curse your God. Do you get it? So don't, in your discussion, وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ, it should be a discussion of
Are you okay? Yeah, she's alright. Are you okay? Yeah, she's laughing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to help you.
No, sorry. She's fine. So it should be a discussion of, like, do you get it? It should be a discussion of like critical thought. But when it comes to mockery, then it doesn't become conducive, innit? So with him, because he doesn't have substance, he needs to mock.
Yeah, no, of course.
He needs to mock.
No, but that's what all he had.
Do you get it? So for us as Muslims, we're not allowed to be in his company. So for anyone who's up and coming or whatever, who's got proximity to this individual, we're not allowed to mock him. We're not allowed to be in especially when he's calling our Prophet like vile names and stuff like that. That's not allowed. So for example, being in his company there, it's just going to produce it's going to inflame the situation. You get it?
Yeah.
So from all of those angles, I say that he's not worth our time.
So you know the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, just to finish with this, you know he said the time will come where, you know, we'll be like on a plate to people's. You could just give that a reminder. You know?
Yeah, so the hadith is like yushak al-umamu, like there will come a time where the ummam will basically be like the disbelieving people, i.e. like let's say the enemies of Islam, will start to split up. Yeah, the Muslim nations, as if there are food on the table. And so the Sahaba said, Min khillatina ya Rasulullah. Is it because we are small in number? He says, Bal antum, small number. He said, Bal antum yawma idhin kathir. Yeah, that in fact you on that day are going to be a lot, but there's going to be a lot of you which are going to be like kal ghutha, which is like the rubbish on the ocean, like the froth. So in other words, you're going to be of low quality. You're not going to have substance in your ability, generally speaking, as Muslims, you're not going to be of high quality. Like if we actually are critical of the Muslim world now, like there's actually a lot going on that needs to be improved, frankly. Yeah. So yeah, and this is the problem.
That's what I just wanted to say, you know, because seeing that in the park, it just, you know, not only that it increases your iman, it makes you feel like, you know what,
and do you know
all
what?
these people. You're here by yourself, Islam, and you've got different people debating each other. They've come together as one pack, and they're directly attacking.
Do you know what? Wallahi, it's good because you know what?
It just makes me stronger.
It's like an antidote because you know what? Frankly, like even if when you get a vaccination, the whole theory of it is that you get antibodies that are meant to.
Yeah.
So here, these people act like the antibodies that kind of motivate us to move on with Islam. Yeah. Sometimes when Islam is not challenged, you become complacent.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you get it? So
you
do you know what we should do? We should actually to end this video. We should thank Tommy Robinson, wallahi, because do you know what? He's fallen into your trap. Yeah. I believe that many people, okay, they criticize your performance, but and there is a lot of weakness in that, like things to improve, points to improve on, no doubt about it, And for me, like I wouldn't have been able to handle or stay with him when he started mocking the Prophet ﷺ like that. I wouldn't be able to deal with it.
Like they say, it's like spitting on the moon, it comes back in his face.
However, what I'll say is this. In many ways, Tommy Robinson's fallen into your trap. Because what it is like if you and Britain First the same thing, because both of them, I remember when you first done your video with them, you were like on 140k, and now you're on like 190k, or nearly 200 or something.
Nearly 40-50,000 extra
from them, so that they've helped you. Cause that's the irony of it. Actually, Tommy Robinson and his likes, people that challenge Islam, they create that controversy that people like, and in turn, they expand your followers. So now when you come to do dawah, you're gonna have a wider pool of people to do dawah to.
That comes with it. That's besides just confronting him and exposing him. It's the fact that you're gonna have now a massive audience.
Another benefit is that even in the newspapers that I saw, like the Mirror and stuff, it seemed to be taking your side.
Yeah, no, of course. I was asking that question, which had no answer to it.
Yeah.
But anyway, just to wrap it up here, that was it. You know, you can see this in the park. When you come to the park, you see it for yourself. But alhamdulillah, we have no complaints. Let them come together, because at the end of the day, it shows that if something is bothering you, for you to come together as one force against us.
And one thing that Tommy didn't do.
I'm going to end this one question, I'm going to ask one question. When I asked Tommy Robinson, can you bring a single verse from your book that says why Muslims keep Islam, did you bring one? No. Nice.